I'm making I'm making candy corn cookies. Candy corn cookies. It's gonna be so cute. I can't wait. Hi guys. Welcome back to another day vlog. Today we are gonna be doing some fall stuff. All week long, I was just kind of excited about the weekend. Okay, good. I think my mic is on for a change. All week long, I was excited about the weekend coming up because if you know, or maybe you don't, I'm really into Halloween. I love the fall, but even more than the fall, I love Halloween. I love scary stuff. I love horror. I love thrillers. I love mystery. I just love it, love it, love it. And so, yeah, I've been kind of taking part in the 100 Days of Halloween. If you know, you know. But for those of us Halloween horror mystery buffs, we kind of start our little countdown in July. And so, we watch our movies, and I've been doing a little mini movie marathon every weekend. And I actually have a list, and maybe I'll show you guys that later for anybody who cares. But it's a running list of movies that I have to watch every spooky season, and I add new ones sometimes. For example, if there's a new movie in theaters, for example, my son and I, we may go see him with Marlon Wayans, directed by Jordan Peele. So we might do that. So I definitely add on movies, but I have my classics that I have to watch, and they range from dark comedies. I actually watch Death Becomes Her every year, which is it's a dark comedy. It's not really scary or mystery, but I put it in that genre because it does have kind of dark undertones in addition to being so funny. So it ranges from that to just all the classics. But anyway, so it ranges from that to a few slashers, just a lot of good scary movies. So this weekend is no different. I'm going to be doing that. But I was just kind of I like to make it a whole experience. So I was what snacks am I going to have? So because it's the fall and Halloween, I'll definitely be having candy corn. I know people have a love-hate relationship with candy corn. I love it. And then I was in TJ Maxx yesterday because I was waiting to pick my son up from school, and I was early, so there was a TJ Maxx in the area. And so I found this bag of trail mix, but it's it has pumpkin seeds in it. So it's raisins, pumpkin seeds, cranberries, almonds, walnuts, and cashews. And what I opened this just now because Chase just went out to basketball practice, and I gave him a couple just to snack on. But anyway, I like that they're in little snack-sized bags. And it's 150 calories, so I love that. So yeah, so I'm going to have my trail mix, I'm going to have my candy corn, and I decided I wanted some cookies. And so in deciding that I wanted some cookies, I had already been planning to do a reel for Instagram because I haven't done an Instagram in a while. I haven't been on Instagram as much lately. And I think the last one I did was the fruit bowl for the boys. And so I was just okay, I'm going to do some cute fall Halloween themed cookies for my little movie night tonight. Because I need the little sweet balance with everything else. And so I was just you know what, why don't you just do the reel? I want to tell you guys what it is. Yeah, it's so cute. So I was I'm going to go ahead and do the Instagram reel so that I can make them and have some content. And then I was okay, why don't I also do a little, how I do a little behind the scenes, just kind of have this camera rolling while I do my reel. So now that's where we are. I'm about to do my Instagram reel, and I may or may not include you guys in all of it. I may just turn off the camera at some point because even though the reels on Instagram or TikTok are a minute or under, it can take me a couple hours to do them between having to do another take again and again. Something doesn't look right, getting the right angle. So yeah, that can take a while. So I will not bore you guys to death for the entire reel, but I'll try to keep I need some content. I hadn't started a vlog, and this is what it is. So you guys are going to get that. So yeah, that's why I don't know if you guys can see the counter, but it's looking a little chaotic. Not sure what I'm going to, I have not really decorated the house for fall yet. And I'm not sure that I'm going to this year, go all out. Maybe, maybe not. But anyway, so for today, I just brought out these little leaf plates. They're so cute. There's this mustard color one, and then there's a sage green. It's so pretty. Then there's this cream colored one, and then there's a burnt orange. So yeah, I love these little fall plates, leaves. And then I have a spoon rest just like I just literally grabbed these things because, like I said, I hadn't really decorated for fall. So I have a rolling pin. You'll see why I need that soon. Oops, I might cut off. I guess I have to step back. You know what? I haven't enabled that tracking that follows me, but maybe I should do that because that way when I step forward, my face won't be cut off. I'll see. Anyway, so let me just grab, I need some glass bowls for what I'm making. And I know I haven't told you guys yet what that is, but you'll find out. Okay. This is kind of impromptu, and so I really hope this reel turns out cute because I'm trying to make it cute, aesthetic, but also, you know, functional, like I'm actually trying to make something, so yeah. So let's see. I'm just moving this stuff to try to make it look a little neater and not as cluttered. I actually don't think I even, well, actually, yes, because I'll probably put the finished product. Oh, let me enable this tracking to my face because it keeps, I see that it's cutting me off my face. No. Okay, is that better? See, now it's like weird because now you can't see the counter, the island. Oh, I can't win for losing with this DJI. Let me hush. I'm just so happy to have it there. Okay, so yeah, let me move these to the side because I don't need these right now. I don't think this is going to work with the tracking enabled because I need you guys to see like what I'm doing on the counter. Anyway, for now, let me get ready. So this is the tripod that I use for my when I do my short form content. Well, particularly if I'm doing like a reel. I mean a cooking reel. I love this tripod. It's funny because I originally found it through like a TikTok. I mean an Instagram ad. It was just like an Instagram ad. And what I loved about it is like the flexibility, like how it bends. Look at that. Oh my God, I love that. This is how I get those cool shots over the food. I gotta disable this because it's annoying me. Wait, it says tracking enabled. I'm gonna disable. I can't disable it. It's not letting me. Okay. Back to that. So anyway, hopefully you can see this. But yeah, this is just really great. So what I do when I'm really doing something over... Hold on. Okay. I had to turn off the camera because I didn't know how to take off that movement thing. Anyway, so yeah, now you can't even see this. That's okay. So I showed you guys the tripod. And so, yeah, so let's see. I have these bowls because I need to divide my mix into 3 sections. So I'm going to be using some sugar cookie mix. I'll be right back. I need to raise this camera so that my face doesn't cut off. What should I put on it? I'm going to see if I can put like a random candle to see if that raises it to the height that I need it to be. Okay. Oh, that's better. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay. Now we're cooking with grease. Okay. So yeah, using sugar cookies. I already had this because we always make cookies. So there's always like cookie mix, and I needed sugar cookie mix. And let's see, I have some food coloring and egg dye. I'll be needing that. And I actually have not used this in many months, so I hope it's still good. It should be. Yep. Okay. It has the color. Ooh, not a lot of red. That's okay. I don't need a lot of red. There's yellow, which I need. This is yellow, right? Yep. And then there's green. And then there's some blue. Okay, so the colors that I need for this project are actually yellow and red. So I'm sorry, yellow and orange. So I'm gonna need to mix the yellow and, let me start all over. I need, are you kidding me? Hi, can I help you?
Really?
Is it Amazon? Oh, is that for you? Okay, thank you. Coming. Bye. Yes, that was very lazy. I could have gone to the door. Okay. Anyway, so like as I was kind of stammering through, I'm gonna need, well, yeah, let me just, I was trying to be cute and surprise you guys, but whatever. I'm making, I'm making candy corn cookies. Candy corn cookies, it's gonna be so cute, I can't wait. Okay, so I'm making candy corn cookies. So the colors I need are obviously white, orange, and yellow. Why couldn't I figure that out and say it? I was like tongue-tied. So half of my little, we'll call it batter mix, whatever. I'll keep white, 1/3, I mean. Then I'm gonna need orange, and then I'm gonna need yellow. So the yellow is, I have plenty of that. And so this doesn't come with orange, it just comes with the very basic primary colors. So I'll just make orange from this little bit of red and this yellow. And this is what I mean. This was kind of an impromptu decision to do this. Had I thought this out and planned appropriately, I would have bought new food coloring. But I hope that I can make it stretch and make it work. So I actually need something small to mix the orange in, to mix the yellow and red. I need a little, let me just find something. Okay, I'll use this little, it's cute, a little glass. This is not going to be a part of my reel. But this is all the behind the scenes that usually happens as I'm preparing, guys. So you're just in on it today. And in fact, I'm thinking about how much I should show, how much detail. Because, you know, an Instagram reel doesn't need everything. Then it gets too long. It's always good, in my mind, if I can keep my reel under 1 minute. That's not easy for me because I tend to like to include a lot. See, my mic wasn't even on. Why does that always happen? It just like shuts off. Like, you're in use. Don't shut off. Why would you do that? Okay, so yeah, I have a tendency to, I think, include too much detail sometimes in the reels. And whilst I like to show the process, like if I'm making something fun and cute, I realize that like you don't need to see necessarily everything. And so that being said, I think I'm gonna record some, stop. That's what I always do. But I don't even think I'm gonna show them coloring it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just like start it and then do my coloring, because it may turn out botched anyway, and in which case then we're just gonna scrap this because the orange may look crazy and may not look orange. So that's happened before where I've done a whole thing and it flopped and I couldn't use it. So disappointing. But yeah, so I'm rambling. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna make make my orange mix in here. That's what I'm gonna do. So that's what that's for. So let me just straighten out my little area. You want to walk past?
Yeah, I'll just go around.
Okay. Are you getting something from the cabinet? Okay. So the way I made this into a right angle, I won't need that yet, because to start the reel, I'm just gonna have it, you know, I need to have the camera. And so when I record on my phone, I don't, oops, oh my God, the button's pressed emergency call. Ooh, Chad almost called the police. Okay, yeah, when I record on my phone, I don't flip the camera like selfie mode because, as you know, or at least with my iPhone, what's the word? The quality of it is diminished when it's in the selfie video mode. Yeah, so I actually have to just turn it around. Life was good when the boys recorded my videos way back when. Now it's like pulling teeth getting them to help me. So this is kind of what motivated me to get this camera. I got tired of like begging and pleading. Do you want to help mommy record a video? Can you please help me? It won't take more than half an hour. I was like, I'm not begging them to do that anymore. If they want to help me, great. If they don't, it's okay. So yeah, when I got this was like a game changer, because I'm like almost 100% independent now. Unless I really want like some specific movement, then I may ask Wheel and Deal to get them to help me. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to step out of frame for a second and get this in the right position. Okay, be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I kind of just cleared everything out and tested it in the camera. I'm getting better at remembering. Okay, so yes, I cleared the island to make it look a little neater because everything doesn't need to be in the frame to start. And so I'm actually looking at I looked through my camera, so I just did it to make it look nice that way, whatever. Okay, so I'm about to start the video. So I think that probably the actual start of this reel, once it's done, will be the completed cookies if they come out pretty. And I'll show those because I like to start the video by showing the finished product. It's one of those things, you know, like if people are scrolling through Instagram and that very first, like the first 2 to 3 seconds are the most important because it's what grabs your attention and you decide if you're going to stay and click through the video and watch it or if you're going to just keep scrolling. So I want to show like the completed cookie initially so people can be like, oh my God, what is that? I want to make that. So yeah. So anyway, that'll be at the end when I record the opening, the intro. You know what I mean? But to start this TikTok, I'm going to be showing this bag of candy corn because like the premise of this video is like it's spooky season, it's candy corn season, but like, you know, I know everybody doesn't love candy corn. In fact, some of you guys are candy corn haters, but the bottom line is like today I'm going to be showing you how to enjoy some candy corn without actually eating candy corn. It's going to be cute when I say it. Whatever. It's not going to sound like what I just said. Okay, so yeah. So let me do that. Okay. Let's see how that looked. It was ugly. We're going to do that again. Oh, I don't think I like how my outfit is showing up on here. In person, it's cute. It's a romper. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's a cute romper. It has like, it's very loose, relaxed, elastic waist. This is from BCBG Generations. But I don't know, like in the video, because you can't tell it's like shorts romper, it's giving like, why is she wearing like a business jumpsuit? Is she going to work? That's what it's giving. And can you guys even see that I have on this cute Halloween headband? It's adorable. I hope you can see that. I might have to check. I've also done that. I've literally done half of like a video, a to-do tutorial, and watched some of it back and was like, you look a mess, girl. You look a mess. You can't wear that in the video. You look, And I've had to like change. So I hope that's not the case today. Anyway, let me try to record that intro again. I don't know. I looked gross when my expression looked gross. Hey guys, I'm back. Okay, so it's been just a couple minutes, and I ended up recording the reel again because the little intro part because I didn't like how it looked. Let me adjust this. I ended up remember I told y'all sometimes I gotta go through wardrobe changes when I do this, okay? I have a bruise on my thigh. I don't know how I got there. I'm a bruiser. But anyway, so I added this little orange belt. It's also from BCBG. It's super old. I don't know. I don't even know what the back is giving with this belt. It doesn't really matter because my back is not in the TikTok. I mean the Instagram. But anyway, after I added the belt, I realized I like how it looks on camera much better. Like I feel much happier with it because something was off. And yeah, so it just kind of gives this little romper a little shape. So yeah, so that's good. So anyway, there's that. So the intro's done. And so, yeah, I'm going to just now, trying to scoot you guys back as much as you can because I want y'all to be able to take in this cute headband. It's so pretty. I have a few Halloween headbands that I'm going to be, wearing throughout the season. So anyway, yeah, I'm just prepping for the next portion. Basically, I'm going to, like I was saying, I'm going to do some stuff off camera. It does not need to be a part of the reel because it just will make it go on for too long. Okay. All right. So yeah, I've cut open these sugar cookies. So now I don't know if you can see these 3 bowls because the camera's back a little far. So I don't know how much you guys can see. Okay. I think they're showing. So yeah, I'm basically going to just divide this mix up into the bowls. So let's see, we're going to do 1/2 in here. Okay. And then we're going to do the other 1/2 in here. Probably should have sliced this down the middle and just opened it up. But anyway, that's okay. I think the boys are going to enjoy these. I think the key will be using just enough food coloring, but not too much, because I find that when you use too much food coloring, sometimes you have to achieve, you know, a vibrant color, but you know, it can change the taste. At least this is my experience when it comes to cake decorating, which I do, and I don't talk about that here, but I decorate cakes, and I make my frosting from scratch. Yeah, you know, when you color your frosting to make it look nice for whatever the cake project, it doesn't taste as good. It just doesn't. I'm just kind of talking through this. I sometimes, like, you know, will add a little music and just kind of like let you guys watch me while there's music playing, but I don't know what you guys prefer, so you can let me know if you want in the comments. Do you like when I speak? Would you like me to like kind of do a little time lapse and speed up and have music? But okay, so now it's in 3 parts. Now is the fun part, and it's going to make or break this project, because if the colors don't come out right, it's over. It's over before it began. So yeah, all I need is yellow and red, like we said from the start, and there's very little red, so I've got to be very sparing with it. And I know that this yellow looks orange, but it is indeed yellow. You can tell by the cap. That's how they identify the colors. This could also get messy. You don't want to stain quartz with something as strong as dye, because that could be a disaster. Let me put something underneath this part. What shall that be? I'll use this cutting board, because it's okay to scratch that up. That can be replaced with every. So I'm going to set aside the one that is going to remain just this color, the original color, and we'll do it on top of this. Let me just wash my hands once more. I washed them at the start, but now I'm going to actually be using my gloveless hands to mix the dye in. I could wear gloves. Should I grab some latex gloves from downstairs? No, I want to be able to, you lose a little bit of the, what do you call it? I don't know. Mic's still on. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so let's do this, girl. Let's start with yellow, because that's easy. Oh, I was going to say, where's my little mixing thing? Okay. So I'm going to do a drop at a time. And like I said, use as little as I can to achieve what my goal. Okay. I don't need that yet. Okay, I'm definitely going to need more. Okay. I'm so excited. I hope it comes out cute. Wait a darn minute. This yellow is looking a little orange. Maybe it's because I have it's so concentrated. Let me wait till it's finished being mixed. What if my yellow looks orange? Then what am I going to do for my actual orange? Okay, one step at a time, Yakini. Cool it, girl. Okay, as I mix it, it's looking more orange. I mean, looking more yellow, like I want it to. I know you guys can't see, but this is a prime example of, even though I'm not going to show this step on the reel, this is when I would have used the overhead tripod to get a perfect angle of what I'm doing. But I just don't think there's any pretty aesthetic way to show me mixing this with my bare hands. And it actually looks kind of nasty, and I just don't want that vibe for the video. So that's why I'd rather cut where I left off and then return when I have my 3 colors. Let me look at this candy corn to see the kind of yellow. This is good. This is looking good. This is looking really good. Let me show you guys again. It's coming along. You know, that DJI lighting be off, so I don't know what it's showing up as, but it's right now it's a nice pale yellow. I think I'm going to do one more drop just to give it, make it a little bit more vivid, the yellow, and then it'll be good to go. Yeah, this looks really nice. Yeah, let's do one more drop because I have a lot of yellow. So I'm not at risk of running out. Now when it comes to this orange, because my red is so, I only have a tiny little quantity of it, that's going to be interesting. But I think that'll be fine because red is such a strong color that I think I probably will just need a drop of red and then maybe a couple drops of orange to get, I mean, a couple drops of yellow to get orange. Why am I mixing up my colors when I say them? What's going on with me today? This is a little bit taking a little longer because I'm like literally using one hand to mix it, and I should probably be using both, but I just don't really want, I don't want to get both hands dirty because I need to manipulate the bowl and stuff. Maybe turn the camera, things like that, so I want to keep one hand clean. Okay, so this is looking okay. It definitely looks yellow. You know what though? I want it to look significantly different than the white. See, this is why I needed to keep a hand free. So you see, this is the yellow, and this is the white. They're too close in color. Let me do one more drop. Actually, two. Because I needed to really pop and be clearly yellow so that next to that it stands out. Although the order of candy corn colors is going to be white, orange, yellow. So the white will be next to the orange and then the yellow. But okay. Okay, yep, this last couple drops was what it needed. All right, let me stop y'all because you probably don't want to watch me mix cookie dough and dye cookie dough for the next 12 minutes. So let me spare you that, and I'll be back once I've finished this portion. Okay, so everything came out gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So I had already showed you the yellow, and that's pretty. Nice yellow. And then I made the orange with, what did I do? I want to get it right in case anybody wants to try this. 5 drops of yellow, 2 drops of red. So those came out really pretty. And so I'm really happy with that. That was the part I was worried about. I wish I had a little flour to lightly dust this parchment paper, but I don't. I ran out of my regular all-purpose flour. Wait a minute, do I have baking flour? I usually do. I usually have baking flour. That's like a finer flour. Oh, I don't. What if I use a little cornstarch? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna use enough to hopefully change the taste. I don't even think it will change the taste. The only time I use cornstarch literally is when I'm frying my chicken and frying anything, frying fish, frying chicken, because you add a couple spoons of cornstarch and it gets it extra crispy. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a little bit, not a lot. And I'm gonna just dust this over it. I hope this is the right decision. Oh my goodness, I am just kind of winging this. So I've already done a little video showing the tinted cookie dough. So that's done. So now I'm gonna prepare each of these by rolling them out. And then I'm gonna have them ready. After I roll them out, then I'll take more footage of that. Again, this is me trying to save time because I don't need to show every single thing. And that's always been my MO, to show a lot. And as a result, the videos get long and it's like, before you know it, it's 3 minutes. And that's not appropriate for Instagram. Nobody wants to watch a 3-minute video. People don't go on TikTok and Instagram, especially not Instagram, for long content, long form content. They go to YouTube for that. And even TikTok, a little bit of yellow got on that. I don't want that on there. Okay, so actually I put a little cornstarch on the parchment paper. Let me put a little on here just to kind of dust that as well. I've never used cornstarch in this capacity. I've only used flour when I'm rolling something, like rolling dough, and I don't want it to stick. So we'll see how this goes. And meanwhile, let me just form a little mound. Oh, good. I feel like, wow. I actually feel like that little bit of cornstarch helped. Like I picked up, before when I picked up this mound of sugar cookie dough, it was like sticking to my hands and like getting on it like this is beautiful. Excellent. Well, let me put a little more on then before I set it back down. As long as it doesn't change the taste, which I don't think it will, but we'll find out. Okay, so yeah, so that's good. So that's great. Orange is so pretty. Gosh, it's literally like pumpkin orange. Oh, I love it so much. I'm so happy. Let me put these dishes in the sink. Okay, so let me form a mound. Good, 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 good. Yeah, this cornstarch was a great idea. And then the parchment paper. If you don't bake with parchment paper, guys, you need to go out and get you some because it's so good. Okay, so there's that orange. Put that in the center. And then lastly, our yellow. Oh my gosh, I hope this comes out cute. In my mind, I had this whole vision and I was like, can I do this? And it's so far so good. I need to capture this on video for my reel. So, BRB. Okay, so I am still recording the video. So far I have rolled out the white and I recorded that. So now I'm gonna set that aside. Next I'm gonna do my orange. I'm not rolling it as you traditionally would roll because it's still sticky. You know, if this was like dough for biscuits or pie crust, you could roll it in it very differently. I'll start that. I'm gonna have to wipe off the screen of my camera because it's getting a little sticky with my hands. Form a nice ball that's in the center. Okay, and then roll that gently. Oops, my parchment paper's moving a little. Steady, girl. Whoa. Steady. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna layer white and then the orange and then the yellow sheet. So the question is, can I do that nicely and aesthetically without it breaking? Because I want to record me doing that. I'm gonna have to. And guess what? If it breaks apart, I can always roll it back. That's easy. All right, here goes nothing. First time. This reminds me of when I did the, if you follow me on Instagram, when I did the ice cream sandcastles using the 3 tubs of ice cream, or actually I think I used 2 tubs, but oh my God, like that was one of those videos and fun crafty snack projects that I had never tried it before. So my first time doing it was when I filmed the video and I was like, oh my gosh, what if the bucket doesn't dump out? Because I had this idea in my head, you know, when you're at the beach, you pack the wet sand into the pail and then you flip it and it slips out. And I was like, I can do that with ice, you know what I mean? And so in my head, I had a vision and thank goodness it worked out. But I was just like, oh my gosh, this could be a disaster. This could either be really great or a disaster. And it was really great. Okay, so hopefully this is too. All right, so let me record. I'm not in it, it's my hands. Okay. Oh, shoot. Ah, okay. Fail. No. Let me stop that. Okay. I don't know, let me move this and show you guys the mess I just made. It's nothing crazy, like I said. Okay, let's try that again. You know what? I think I'm going to have to do it quicker. I'm going to have to do it quicker and stop being scurry because I picked it up real tentative and I was nervous and it broke because I was moving slow. It's okay. I'm going to do it again. See, this is great because it's like easy to just do it over. Because it didn't fall and break over the white area. It fell and broke, you know, on the parchment paper. So, okay, so, let me think about how I'm going to do this. I got to just kind of, if my hands were bigger, I could really palm it and then easily flip it. But, you know, they're not. That's okay. Let me think, what's another way I can do it? Another way I can do it is use 2 hands to lift it. Yeah, I could use 2 hands. I could do that. Use 2 hands to lift it, and then that way it's not going to really break. So yeah, that might be what I have to do. Lift it with 2 hands instead of trying to be cute and do 1. Girl. Yeah. Okay, I'll try that. Yeah. Okay. And another thing, if this continues to be too thin and break, I can always make it smaller because they don't have to be this big. I'm just trying to cut out, I'm trying to make a lot of candy corn cookies. That's why I'm making them this size. But okay, so let's move that back and bring this again. Putting it directly in front. Okay, is it still over it? Yes, it is. Good. Move that. Okay. Okay, take 2. So no. Okay. Nice try, girl. Didn't work out. Okay, that's okay. I also think a key is making sure that it slides right off. So I'm needing to make sure I dust that with enough cornstarch that it slides off. I think that this time I'm gonna just do it in my hand like this and then spread it on here. Hey guys, I'm back. It's a few minutes later. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so I am now trying to, I hope you guys can still see. I have the 3 layers stacked, and now I'm trying to, I'm making a bit of a rectangle because I'm about to cut the cookies. Yeah. Yes. It looks so cute. Come see. It looks adorable. Tell me what they look like from this angle. Triangles.
Candy corn?
Yeah, candy corn. Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And they're sugar cookies, so they're going to taste like sugar cookies. Mm-hmm.
Well, they won't.
Yes, they will. Why wouldn't they? They are real sugar cookies. They're just candy corn sugar cookies. That's Chase, who went out to practice, and when he came in, he said, "Are you still making the same video than when I left?" This thing takes a while. I told you it can take a while. But you can't rush this, you know? You can't rush the process. You gotta take your time and get it right. I just set aside an afternoon and I say I'm doing a video and that's it. So cute, so cute. Coming along. Okay, guys. Let's see. Turn on my mic. Okay, guys, so the cookies are ready to go in the oven. I have so much batter left that I may do another batch, but I ran out of room on my cookie sheet. So these are the cookies before they go in. I'm not trying to tip them over so they slide off, but so yeah. Did you get a good look? I just want you to see them before because, honey, I don't know what these are going to look like once they are melted and baked and stuff. So yeah, super duper cute. Let's go ahead and pop them in the oven. I'm wearing this mitten because it's been preheating for a while. So. Okay, so those are so small. I made them kind of like bite-sized so they look like candy corn. So yeah, they shouldn't take too long. So I'll check back in about 10 minutes. Bye. Hi guys, I'm back. I'm all finished. And okay, so they came out, they're so good. They came out cute. I didn't bother to show you guys when I took it out because I was like, I was over it and I just wanted to finish the Instagram reel. So yeah, I finished that up. But anyway, so I've already put a few on my plate. Look how cute they came out. It's hard to kind of show you without them slipping off. Oh my gosh. Anyway, they're good. So yeah, I'm about to make my snacks. I'm gonna use my cute leaf plates. I'm gonna have little candy canes and some trail mix that I showed you guys earlier, and some water. I'm trying to finish. I made a goal for myself. I'm trying to get through one Stanley a day, not the 45 ounce, the 35, I think. Yeah, I'm being realistic with myself. So yeah, I'm gonna have some water because it's still early in the day. I'm gonna start a movie, get through that, and then there's a lot, well, I was gonna say there's a lot of cookies left, but the boys have already come and cleaned me out, so I still have more dough, so I may make some more later. And yeah, and then this evening for part 2, because we have to then run out when I come back, I'm gonna continue with my movie night, and I'm gonna make myself a Halloween cocktail, and I may or may not bring y'all along for that because it's gonna be cute. And I have this cute Lolita Halloween martini glass that I'm gonna use, so yeah, I'm gonna make it look really cute. So anyway, that's it. Make my snacks, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, I'm back. It has been several hours, and I didn't get a chance to do any of the things I wanted to. I've been running around, but I finally am getting to relax, and I'm about to enjoy my movie night. Got my snacks. Might have some popcorn. I'm not sure. I wanted regular buttered popcorn, but I realized we were out and it was too late. Well, it wasn't too late to go back out. I just wasn't going back out. So I have this popcorn that I got from Chicago. And then I have my regular candy corn. I have some more candy corn cookies. By the way, they're all gone. The boys tore them up, which makes me happy. I've got my my pumpkin, cranberry, raisin, walnut, almond trail mix. This is going to be for my popcorn. And I made myself a cocktail. Let me sit this down actually so you guys can kind of see how cute it is. Yeah, this is so pretty. It's like my Lolita martini glass. It's so spooky. And before I indulge in those snacks, I have some dinner. I actually made fish and grits, so yeah, there's that. So yeah, I'm gonna eat that, and if I have room, then I'll enjoy my snacks. But anyway, before I begin, I just have I'm not sure what network or what streaming service I'm gonna use. I have Netflix up now. It's just on Because You Like Smile. Me and Bryce watched Smile 2 the other day. So yeah, I'm in the scary movie section, but I really prefer to go by my list. So I'm gonna pull that up and then I'll be back. Bye. Okay, let me pull up my my list of movies. These are like, remember, the movies that I have watched during this 100 Days of Halloween countdown, and the movies that I still have to watch. Yeah. Okay. It's quite a list. Quite a list. Okay. So, let's see. This is what I've watched so far. I've watched these on my own. I've watched these with the boys. And they all, I'm not going to go through each and every one and why, but there's like literally reason. I'm not just like haphazardly picking movies. There are reasons that each flick has made it to this list. So, the Addams Family animated version, watched that with Chase. Alice, Sweet Alice. Ooh, that's a classic oldie but goodie from the 80s. And I just said I wasn't going to go through each. I swear I'm not going to, but I just have to say, these are in alphabetical order too because I can't help myself. Alice, Sweet Alice was kind of like my gateway into horror. Alice, Sweet Alice, and Carrie, Stephen King's Carrie. Those were two movies that I accidentally saw at like slumber parties like at friends' houses in the 80s when I wasn't supposed to be watching horror movies. My parents were very strict. We couldn't even watch PG-13. And so I, like, at my friend Gloria's house, she literally had Alice, Sweet Alice on the TV. I don't know why. Or it must have been like a tape of a VHS? Whatever. Saw Alice, Sweet Alice, and it was just so good. It has Brooke Shields in it. Brooke Shields was a little girl in the movie. But anyway, it's not even the greatest movie, and it's kind of cheesy. Not just because it's like an 80s horror movie, but it's just like probably was never a great movie even at that time. But at the time, it had an impact on me. I was like horrified, but fascinated, and it stuck with me. It was haunting. There was this girl, and she's like wearing this mask, and it was just like so creepy. So yeah, now to commemorate that. And it kind of like whets your appetite when you see something like that. Probably too early. I don't know. Like, it just was so. But I have to go back because even before that was horror. Before that, I was always a fan of like mystery. Like, even from like a little girl. Like, I was reading like Nancy Drew and the Three Investigators and Encyclopedia Brown and Trixie Belden and I was about to say the Backstreet Boys. The Hardy Boys. So I always loved mystery. And then my dad, he introduced me and my sister to Alfred Hitchcock, who today is still my favorite director in that genre of psychological suspense thrillers. So he watched with us Psycho and The Birds and The Rear Window, I think. So yeah, so my dad kind of like, he had a love for mystery and Alfred Hitchcock, and he introduced it. So that had already happened. So, but when I saw Alice, Sweet Alice at a friend's house in Cary, I'd never seen like that type of movie. And I was like, this is interesting. Anyway. Okay. Now I'm going to go through the list. I'm not going to stop, I promise. All Hallows Eve, watch that. That's like the prequel to Terrifier 1, 2, and 3. Coraline, that's like a little animated thriller thing. Watch that with the boys. Candyman 1, Candyman 2021, the Jordan Peele version. Skipped Candyman 2 and 3 this year. I watched those last Halloween, maybe next year. I can't stomach 2 and 3. They're so bad. Death Becomes Her, my favorite. Watched that. High Tension. Love High Tension. That's like a super random French horror movie with like a twist that's so bad and makes so little sense. But yet I just many moons ago, me and some girlfriends who are still good friends to this day, we were on this blogging site called Zanga. And yeah, so I had a girlfriend on there named Angie, and she randomly talks about how she saw High Tension, and it was like a horror movie, a French horror movie. And I was like, let me check this out. You know, I'm always open to like a little recommendation or whatever. And I saw it and I liked it, and now it's kind of in my rotation. I don't have to do it every year, but I found it on, I forgot, I have so many streaming networks. It was one of the real bootleg, maybe Tubi or something, or was it on Peacock? I found it and I watched it. I have him on my list. Haven't seen that yet. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Me and Chase watched that. That's like a cute, cheesy 80s horror movie. It's not really horror because it's like comedic, but I think it's in the horror genre. Horror comedy, is that a thing? Nightmare Before Christmas. That's like not really a Halloween movie, but we watched that. Silence of the Lambs. Watched that with Bryce. Smile and Smile 2. We saw those again. We watched Smile. We had seen Smile, but we watched Smile 2 like the other week. That was so good. That was so good. Oh my God. Thursday Murder Club. That was on Netflix. It's about like this community of like seniors at like a senior citizen home. And they like have like a little murder club where they pick up files of like cold cases and they like dig into it. It was cute. It's funny because I saw that pop up under my Netflix suggested. No, it wasn't even suggested. It was just like new. And so I took a screenshot and I sent it to my mom. Or actually I took a picture of the TV and I sent it to my mom. And I was like, you and your sister should watch this. You guys would like it. You know, it's like in that line of like, what's her name? Murder, She Wrote, Angela Lansbury. And so my mom was like, oh, sure, I will. And so I ended up watching it because I just was like scrolling. I was like, let me check it out. And it was so cute. I enjoyed it. Okay, so still on my list is Him. I already said that. I do want to do Chucky 1, 2, and 3. Just those are classics. Bryce and I enjoy those together, and we haven't seen. I didn't watch them last year or the year before, I don't think. So I feel like now it's time. Nightmare on Elm Street. I would have to. I never finished the series in the 80s or 90s whenever it came out, because like I said, I was very young then, and my parents were very strict about what we watched. So like a lot of the classics at that time, I just never watched when other kids were watching them because I wasn't allowed to. So yeah, I mean, I just never finished it, and so I've seen like one and two, I think, Me and the Boys, and I was like, let me just finish it, just because it's like to say I'm like a mystery horror thriller aficionada to not have seen like some of the classics and the greats. And I really just hate like a plain slasher, but I'm just like, I feel like I need to just see it just to see it. And you know what else? Well, I don't want to get into like the type of horror that I like. That I'll save that for another time. I want to watch Sinners again. That's on my list because I saw it in the theater and it was excellent. Scooby Doo Island. I want to watch that with the boys. I love that. Hotel Transylvania. I want to watch that with the boys. I love that. Adam's Family 2, Corpse Bride, and Gremlins. These last few I added because I want to watch them with the boys. Because even though I sometimes do this alone, like tonight I'm alone, the boys are upstairs doing what they do. I like to incorporate that, like, you know what I mean? I like to have like family movie night. And so I try to like select some scary movies that would interest them. So that's why a few of those made it. So yeah, for tonight, I'm not sure what I'm going to watch. It may not be anything from the list. This cocktail is so good. I'm going to go through Netflix and see what they're suggesting for me. And then I'm just going to kind of go with vibes. I don't know. Whatever I end up watching, whatever is what I end up watching, and I'll check back in later maybe. And yeah, now I better eat my fish and grits before it gets cold. It's probably already cold. But yeah, I'm going to work on this and then get to my snacks hopefully. I just put my little wait, let me turn it around. My can't my little Candyman figure, 6-inch figure. And this is like this skeleton is a trophy I won last year when I attended this event for my Black Girls Love Horror Facebook group. There was like a New York City meetup, and it was like a I forgot what it was called. I actually did a YouTube video of it. So there was like, no, Candyman, stand up. Yeah, I did a YouTube video of it, like a black horror. It was like a black horror movie night, I think. So yeah. And so anyway, that trophy I won like for best costume. I dressed as Candyman, and I was like really proud of that costume. And then like we found out months later that um Tony Todd passed away unexpectedly, and he was, I believe, only in his early 70s. And that was like really sad for the horror community. And for people who don't know, Tony Todd, like he's done so much more than Candyman. I know I talk about Candyman a lot, but his body of work, his catalog, it just, he's classically trained, theater, great movies. He did the voiceover for a lot of like I think Marvel films. People, and I think he was the voice of Venom. Not into those, so I don't know. But like he's just done so much, and he was so talented. There was just an over he was looked over at. There was just an award show that came on. I forgot, we were talking about this in the Black Girls Love Horror Facebook group. I don't remember if it was the Emmys that just came on or the Oscars, whichever one. And they like, you know, they announced like the deaths from 2025, and he was overlooked, and I was really disheartened by that. I really was. You know, I'm not sure what the reason for that was. Is he not respected in the acting community? He's done so many things, not just horror. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna eat. This is good. And then I'm gonna find a movie. And I'll try to be back to say goodbye, but you know, I'm not good at that. I'm not good at outros, but I'll do my best. TTYO.